YouTube was in with it. It's your boy Zell. I'm back with another one. Hey, shout out Dante's Boxing Nation. Terence Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. Full fight report. Let's get it. Well, before we get into this, it's no surprise that Bud took the victory. It was a hard fought victory. Israel was very elusive, very skillful, and very big. He gave Bud the most trouble he's ever faced. He was light on his feet. He hit hard, and he was able to feint to get in position and out of position. It was a good fight, but in the championship rounds, Bud just bit down and went after, and I think that's what swayed the decision in his favor. Let's get it.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Terence Crawford was successful at moving up in weight and fighting against the most dangerous champion at 154 in Israil Madrimov. He beats him by unanimous decision. It was a very close, competitive fight. I have been telling you guys on my channel for months that this is going to be a very, very dangerous fight for Terence Crawford, and it absolutely was. Crawford, he started the fight off right away fighting in the southpaw stance. Now, what made this
Nah, bro. Crawford started off orthodox. He switched southpaw in the first round, but he started off orthodox. He was trying to do a closed match, um, closed style, orthodox versus orthodox. But the angles, I guess, he wasn't used to it since he haven't fought orthodox in so long. I think it's fair to say orthodox is his more natural stance now. I mean, southpaw is his more natural stance now, and he'll switch to orthodox to get a look.
fight so dangerous, and what made the fight so competitive, I should say, is the fact that Madrimov, he fought as a counterpuncher. He didn't fight as an aggressor. You would think because he's naturally much bigger and he's much younger that he would have been the aggressor in the fight. But if Madrimov would have been aggressive in the fight, Terence Crawford would have knocked him out. And I think Madrimov, he knew there was a chance that would happen. That's the reason why he fought a much smarter fight, which is not really letting his hands go and being a counterpuncher. See, the thing is, when you're fighting against a counterpuncher who's naturally bigger than you, naturally stronger than you, and has a lot of experience, when I say experience, I'm talking about this man Madrimov has over 350 amateur fights, and he's from Uzbekistan. I say that because right now, the Cubans and the Uzbekistan fighters are the best amateur fighters right now. So that counterpuncher style is very dangerous. Madrimov, he didn't let his hands go that much as the bigger fighter, but when he did let his hands go, he was successful. He landed a lot of straight right hands. He landed a couple uppercuts on Crawford. He was using a lot of feints, doing a whole lot of moving the whole time. And then if you guys notice, especially in the second half, every time when Crawford would land a good combination, Madrimov would tie up the smaller man. Crawford, he took some real hard shots for
Yeah, Crawford probably could. Crawford definitely gets Madrimov out of the ring. He stops him. If Madrimov don't interrupt, Madrimov interrupted Crawford's offense, which I understand is smart, but he interrupted his own offense as well. He would get off, he would land a few shots and then tie up because he was scared that Crawford would exchange and fight off his punches. So he was spoiling the fight just a little bit.
Madrimov. But every single time he got touched, he would come right back and jump on Madrimov. Crawford was trying to bait Madrimov into letting his hands go so he could really catch him with something big. But Madrimov, he wouldn't take the bait. He didn't want to brawl with Terence Crawford because he really respected Crawford's skills and power. I can tell you by listening to those punches, Crawford, he definitely carried his power to 154. When it comes to Madrimov, I was really impressed with his skill, his discipline, his accuracy when he threw his right hand. A lot of things he was doing in there that made this a difficult fight for Terence Crawford. Like the subtle movements that he makes, he kind of bounces up and down like right in front of you to make himself a very difficult target.
Yeah, bro. He with all that bouncing, he's getting himself in range, out of range, in range, out of range. So hopefully, when he gets out of range, you reach, and he comes back in range and counters you. That was his plan. But Crawford, while Madrimov was feinting and getting in and out of position with his feet, Crawford was doing that with his hand. He was controlling the space between them with his hand, trying to get Madrimov out of position and make him overcommit. So it was a cat and mouse game, bro. It was very competitive, bro.
Really looking forward to seeing how Madrimov does against the other junior middleweights, fighters like Tim Tszyu and whoever else is going to be fighting at 154, because I don't think that anyone is going to beat Madrimov or if they do, it's going to be very difficult to do so. With that being said, this is further proof that weight does matter. Madrimov, he looked much bigger than Crawford when they were fighting. So if Crawford is a smaller man at 154, he would be very, very small at 168. I say that because obviously Crawford, he wants to fight Canelo.
Bro, I think a Crawford versus Canelo fight should happen at a catchweight. I don't think Bud should go all the way up two classes. I think Bud, if he wants to fight that badly, I think he should go up one class and Canelo come down one class and they meet in the middle at 160. I think that's the best case scenario. Even though Bud got experience at 160, I mean, Canelo got experience at 160 and Bud doesn't. But I think that would be more fair than him going all because ain't no point of going to 68. Canelo not undisputed anymore, so it's pointless. I think he should do a catch weight, maybe 159, 160, meet him over there. Otherwise, it's gonna be ridiculous, bro. It's gonna be a crazy task, you know.
At 168. We don't know if that's going to happen, but Turki Al-Sheikh, he said that they're going to offer Canelo Alvarez the fight, and if he doesn't take it, then he wants to make Terence Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz, which would be a huge fight. We got to see Terence Crawford's star power tonight. There were so many stars there watching the fight live, and it was a complete sold-out arena, 22,000 seats. If Terence Crawford were to fight Virgil Ortiz, it would be an even bigger fight. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the
So how
next
many
arena.
seats?
22,000 seats.
22,000.
If Terence Crawford were to fight Virgil Ortiz, it would be an even bigger fight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the Hispanic fan base travel well. You know, the Latino Hispanic fan base travel well, especially on that West Coast, because that's where a lot of them at. On the East Coast is where you get a lot of you get more Latinos on the West Coast, like specifically Mexicans and a lot of those guys and natives. But on the East Coast, you get a lot of Hispanics, a lot of people from the Caribbean and shit, a lot of black people who might speak a little Spanish, a lot of black people who got a little bit of Spanish culture in their bloodline. You know how they get. But yeah, it was a great fight. Um, Bud is number one pound for pound, is not debatable. None of the other pound for pound guys have climbed 4 weight classes. Usyk can't climb any more weight classes. Can't do it. He at the peak, so he not better than Bud, you know. Uh, if he fought Bud, if him and Bud were the same size, I got Bud beating him. But with that being said, man, like, comment, subscribe, man. Anyway, don't stand a chance. Till next time.